Let's talk League 3 and the fact that Greg Dyke wants to implement a B League. We've seen it happen in other countries. We've got Andy Brassell with us, Paul Machin. Andy, talk to us about how it works in Europe and whether you think it'll be successful here in England.
Well, it's something that's sort of going off the rails in Germany. Bayer Leverkusen have already closed their B team for next season, and a couple of others are going to follow suit. I think there's a sense that it's not really competitive. The fans aren't really interested. You know, Bayern Munich B, who not only have great young players coming forward, but also players who are gathering fitness, coming back into the picture to get ready for the first team, and people aren't bothered. That's
the bottom line.
Well, you get a crowd in the hundreds, and how is this going to motivate players?
But in Germany, is the feeling, well, it's all right for you, Bayern. You've got a big squad. You've got a lot of young players coming through. What about the smaller clubs? I mean, they're almost sort of bossing the lower leagues as well as the top one.
Yeah, I think there's a sense of that, but it's wider than that. The discontent, because I think other teams like Leverkusen, of course, you can't say they're in the same bracket. They're a big club, but they're not in the same bracket as Bayern. They're not into it either, and it's the same in Spain. There's, I think, a real lack of interest. But of course, the big difference between Spain, I think Germany's more comparable because they have the only sort of lower league culture or the outside top flight culture that's even slightly comparable to the English one. It's not the case in Spain.
Dilutes the lower leagues, doesn't it?
Well,
in lots of ways. Another whatever teams are going to be in it. What happens if the top 10 in League One are all B teams?
That's right, yeah.
And then the 11th team is then the teams get promoted? Is that how it works?
Well, I mean, Arsene Wenger said that you can't have, thinking of teams in the lower leagues, Charlton, for example, not going up because Arsenal B are in their place and they're not going to be promoted. I mean, Paul, it would just be ridiculous, would it not?
Yeah, but I mean, I understand. I do fully understand the lower league perspective on it because it does seem ridiculous. I mean, it's hard from we'll come on to the Premier League perspective on it, but I would imagine as a fan of one of those clubs, it'd be almost an insult, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? To say almost like you need to have these sides in there to make English football competitive, when they'd probably be thinking, why don't we just help us be more competitive?
By not stockpiling players in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the lower league sides as well, could they not benefit from getting loanees from the top sides as well? No, I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. So that would become less, would it not, if you had...
They do that now. When I was at West Ham with Harry Redknapp, he made a point of sending young players out on loan to the lower leagues, to the conference, to get first-team experience, to play in front of a crowd, to have a look what life's like in the lower divisions rather than in the Premier League, and give you a bit of a reality check, if you like.
That's another wing of Greg Dyke's proposal, isn't there? There could be partnerships formed between Premier Division clubs and lower league clubs, by which up to 8 players from one club could be loaned to another if there was a partnership, and presumably the Premier League club, that they were saying, would have more of an influence over their development, as they put it. In other words, almost picking the team. So that's like feeder clubs through the back door, if you like. But I think the thing you've got to look at, and I think Matt touched on it really well as well, the whole point, the whole idea, apparently, of getting these B teams in there is motivation. But eventually it's the reserves. They don't really care about that team. They want to get promoted to the first team. And I think as well, if you take away the incentive of promotion, if they can't go above League One, where is that competitivity?
So some players break into a first team at 16, 17, 18, into a first team in the Premier League. What, if they have a bad 6 months, or you're going to go and play in the B League now, you're going to go down 3-4 divisions and go and play an RB team, you're going to be like, really? So that's the lower league perspective on the League 3 idea. Check out our YouTube channel or our website at ballstreet.co.uk for the Premier League perspective.